Well, I guess that's what happens when you live here in Michigan, is one day, no snow on the ground, just yesterday, and then you come out and you live in a winter wonderland. Some people think that living where there could be snow and cold, and we like to complain a lot when you have that kind of weather, but it is a nice, beautiful thing to see. There's some kind of people that never get to see the snow. So, I mean, in that sense of things, it is a very lucky thing that we get to experience all 4 seasons here, and you can't try to take it for granted sometimes, and just try to enjoy it. It is cold, and it's a pain to drive with, to deal with, to shovel, and all that, but it is a nice thing to see. It's Mother Nature doing its job, and you gotta try to appreciate it when you have it. One thing that now I'm starting to learn with the snow, though, that's bothering me, is dealing with these chickens. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I don't know how much they enjoy touching the snow. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure it's cold. I know that they can get frostbite just like us. So I'm trying to learn exactly how to handle them during the winter time. And I'm probably making some mistakes along the way, so anyone during this video, if you see that I'm doing something wrong, please comment below. I'm not afraid to have criticism. I'm wanting to learn, because right now we're just starting with 10 chickens. We'd like to get more chickens in the future, possibly get some ducks, get some goats, get any of that kind of stuff. And this is our small farm as we start, but we'd like it to grow it to something, so that's why we started small. We thought it was a good start. So now, what I'm trying to plan to do is I'm gonna throw some of their straw down at the bottom so it covers that snow a little bit so that they can walk down there a little easier, because that's where their food is. I didn't want to put the food in their coop because I don't want them to get used to having that in there. Let's check in on how they're doing right now. So as you can see, they have a lot of snow right here on this part of their run underneath the coop. So obviously the snow was getting blown into it. So they have a lot of snow here. I didn't want to try to cover everything that's going to block them. I don't mind some snow getting into there and just see how they adjust to it. But I did want to make a spot that there wasn't going to be as much snow. So yesterday, because I knew this snowstorm was going to happen, I just put up this big piece of wood. I have a block underneath it, kind of pushing it together so that not too much snow would get into this part of their run. I know it's kind of hard to see. And you can see I've already kind of thrown some hay down there. That was my goal, to kind of try to make sure not too much snow was going to be in their spot, kind of like right on below, so they didn't have to deal with so much snow to actually step in. So what I want to do right now for them is just put some more hay below down in their run so that they can step down there a little more freely without it being so cold. Check their water. Because of living in this kind of weather and having livestock is always coming out to make sure the water is not frozen, so I'm sure it possibly already froze over. Smile, boy. Good boy. So I'm very understanding that I'm probably doing things wrong. I don't know if putting hay down in the bottom of the run during the winter time like this is smart or not. I couldn't really find online why it would be wrong to do it, but that's what I'm just trying to do right now for them. I'm trying to see that if I put the hay down for them, that'll help them. I'm not sure if it's going to, like I said, but my goal is that it hopefully keeps them warm and prevents them from being frostbit, because on their feet they can get frostbit, and we don't want that to happen, of course, for them. We want them to make it through this winter season. Of course, when we very first start out with chickens, we get them during the winter time. Why do we do that? Learning all around, learning how to deal with chickens and dealing with the snow in the winter. I know one guy that likes the snow. We don't gotta worry about this animal here, huh? Milo, you like the snow? You like it? He'll just eat the snow. Good boy. Good boy. It's pretty funny actually. He'll just be on our deck and gets all the snow that builds up on the top of the railings, and will just paw himself up there and just start eating all the snow off the top of our railings of our deck. So we don't even need a shovel to clean the deck off usually. He's usually eating all the snow that's on the deck. A part that we've enjoyed and now Melina's starting to enjoy is now that we're able to feed our chickens some scraps. And we had some blackberries going bad and some bread of the end pieces that no one ever seems to like. So now we'll feed them to the chickens and let them go crazy.
I'm gonna taste test them.
Oh, banana.
He got this in his shoulder. Still having little joys. Mine's going.
The downfall of putting straw down into the bottom of the run is it goes by their food and water, and chickens like to kick all that stuff up. So look at all this straw here in the water. Plus it's frozen, again. So I need to break the ice and get them some good water. So I did look online, so if you didn't want to put any electrical source into your coop, which we did not, one of the ways that I found that you could do for your water system so that it's not freezing like that all the time is you make a water bottle and you fill it with salt and water, you close it up, put it in that big water container, and salt water has a hard time freezing. So what actually happens is that salt in that bottle is actually helping all the other water that's in that big container, so it doesn't actually freeze as easy. It still freezes, but it's a better system so that if you're not gonna put electricity into your coop, it's a way around it. Unfortunately, yesterday when we were outside here, I put the bottle down on the ground and I was gonna come back to it and get it later, and it snowed. So it's somewhere here. I guess I'm gonna have to walk around and look for it. That search is going nowhere. I'm just gonna scrap it and we just won't have that system for a little bit. But I do think it helped where the water wasn't freezing as easy. It was easier, it was just like a thin layer of ice that you had to break each time instead of a big layer of it. But obviously we're just gonna need a better water system eventually for the chicks. So I'm leaving it wide open for them right now to see if they'll jump down into the snow at all. And they're not having it. Normally they would be all about trying to jump out of there. But obviously the snow is something different, or they know that it's cold and they are not coming out. So I'm just hoping that my tarp setup that I have down here and that wood board at least keep enough snow out of there so that they don't feel like they have to walk on it. Obviously, as you just saw, none of them were gonna jump out onto the snow. So obviously they don't like it. So I don't want to have snow in there for them. Comment below if putting straw down there is a bad idea in the run. I'm learning and I will take any of the tips I can get. All right, so evening time is here. It is time to put the chickens into the coop for the night. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but we do. Where these chickens, I think, are the chickens who want to sleep outdoors. So what I've been doing for them is I've been trying to get them to listen to our voice, and me and Chelsea have both been saying, time for bed, time for bed. I've heard that they recognize voice. They might not actually know exactly what we're saying, but they at least hear our voice and our tones and try to understand and put that together and try to keep it routine every single day so that they understand it. We also poured just a little bit of food, maybe 1 cup of their chicken food in here, and then we'll leave it in the coop for the night. That usually helps also to just try to attract them in there and try to get the habit going. Now it's time to see if we can actually get them to go in. First, I gotta put this in there for them. All right, time for bed. Guys, time for bed. Look. Time for bed. Time for bed. Time for bed. Time for bed's not working. I don't know what's going on right now. They're not following their food like they usually do into there. One thing also that usually helps is if we get a light and kind of shine it in there. So I'm going to try that right now. That'll be the next step. All right. So as you can see, the light did attract a few more of them in, but right now 3 of them are still not inside the coop. So what I've been doing is locking it up, and then what I'll do is I'll come out a little bit later and see if I just open that up. Usually they just follow them in, and then everyone will be in there. So usually they realize that they should have been with everyone else, but sometimes you need to be a little bit of tough love for them. These chickens are getting some of it right now. Their food's in that coop. So usually, like I said, I'll open that up and hopefully the other 3 will come in. We'll see. Now you can see the sun is basically just now all gone. So now it's time to see if I can get these last 3 hens into the coop. And I'm hoping that using the light, they'll follow. Chelsea bought me this for Christmas, a little nice headlight, which has been very helpful with the chickens. So when I come out here and it's dark, I can turn it on and still have both my hands to use instead of carrying a light or anything like that. It's been very helpful to do a lot of stuff in the dark. So now let's see our reason why that we came out here. For these 3 guys right here. These 3 guys need to go into the coop, okay? You guys gonna do that? They're like, we're not gonna listen to you. Hey, it's for your own protection. That's why I do it. If you guys are out here, they could get you. It's safer inside there and warmer. Has anyone else ever had this problem with their chickens? They really do sometimes, I think, prefer to be out roosting. I don't know if they just prefer the roosting bars that are out here compared to the ones that I built inside the coop or what, but they really do prefer to be out here. And I think it is for the roosting bars itself is the reason why they want to. But they just will not go into the coop at night. Like, it's not something that they feel like they want to do. They'd rather all sleep out here. So I don't know why that is, but they do it, and if anyone knows why, they usually do follow the light and prefer the food at night. So it's not bad. I feel like to have 1 cup of food in there at nighttime and have them follow this light. I just wish they kind of knew the routine better, and it's probably been about a week and a half now that we've kind of stayed strong, 2 weeks with this strategy, and it usually does work. Today was a little bit of a dip, so let's see if we can get them in. All right, so you can see I have the light shining in to try to lure them, and 1 guy left. I don't think I had my camera on, but the other 2 jumped in right away. So now we just got to get Snowflake in there, but he's not jumping in. Sorry, correction, she is not jumping in. I have a tendency to just say he for like any animal. Let's see if we can get Snowflake in there. All right, good girl. Good girl. All right, good night. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning, okay? Have a good night. Sweet dreams. One of the last things I try to do before I go inside, before they go to bed officially, is because we have 2 young girls, and especially one of them that really loves these chickens, I gotta check all the locks and make sure that they're all locked down before I leave. We've had a few times where maybe one of the locks is still undone. So make sure I check those locks real quick and then we can go safely. All right, the chickens, they're in their coop, they're safe, it's time for a night, they all went in there. It used to be a worse hassle. We used to actually have to grab a lot of them individually and put them in there. So at least now they all go on their own. They just go whenever they feel like it. Thank you guys again for watching another video. If you like these videos, please subscribe. We've been getting higher and higher subscriber counts, and a lot of you guys have been following along, and we'd like to hear from you guys all the time, so comment below what you like, what you don't like. Thank you guys again. See you later on the next one.